Yo, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? It's Egal Talk Football. We're back again with another video. I got Kendall in the building. You know what that means? We're facing Newcastle, and Kendall is always here. Shout out to Kendall. She's been a staple of the channel since like the beginning. And I always want to say, you know what? I got a lot of time for Kendall. I appreciate you jumping on. Before the video started, we were kind of catching up. I feel like it's been forever since I've seen Kendall on YouTube, and that she gave us the pleasure in time to come on the channel today. So I appreciate it. Hope you're doing
No,
well, Kendall.
I always will for you, a girl. Like that will never change, no matter what. Like, yeah, I might not be regular on streams anymore now. I kind of do more in person things now for different brands, but yeah, I will always have time for you, and I love coming on this channel. It's great, so thank
There
you.
you go. Next time you see Gary Neville, tell him leave Arsenal alone because he's always on our case. But yeah,
Oh, Jamie Carragher's on ours as well, so it's fine. I understand 100%.
hey,
Don't worry.
that's their job. That's their job. They create talking points. But before we go any further, Arsenal, and I feel like every club has been gaslit this season into saying every team is being terrible. It's been a terrible start for every team. You can't score goals. Guess what, Kendall? Every team in the Premier League, statistically, this is the worst goal scoring start to the season since 2016. That's when they started
Wow.
recording
Okay.
stats. So it's not Newcastle are bad at scoring goals. Arsenal have scored the second most goals in the league, but we're still called shit at scoring goals also. So so it's literally been they've been gaslighting everybody. This is the second highest nil-nil percentage to start the season. 12% of the games have ended in nil-nils. We
Wow.
have we have the lowest ever expected goals in open play. More teams are scoring goals from set pieces, long throws, which is meaning there's more higher percentage of goals outside of open play being scored.
Yeah.
And I just feel like before we get into the Arsenal Newcastle topic, this has been a major topic in the Premier League. Everyone's just talking about why is there no goals being scored? There's not many Norwiches anymore. There's not many
Yeah.
teams
We've
that are
struggled
getting
as
battered.
well.
Yeah, these
Yeah.
teams are not getting battered when they come up. They're spending more money than some of the teams in the league.
I
so
know.
so
Like,
people
look at
need to calm
Sunderland. Look
down.
how much money Sunderland spent. Like, they spent so much. If they go back down, I don't think they will, by the way. But if they go back down, sadly, then I feel like they're going to be in trouble because they spent so much money, like genuinely more than
Nah,
anything. And it doesn't always work, but I feel like they'll be
Sunderland is
fine.
comfortably going to stay up as long as
Yeah, I feel like they'll
AFCON
be
doesn't
fine.
screw them over. But I
Yeah.
know that's your rival. But this is why we've been gaslit. Every single club has been gaslit. Unai Emery's Aston Villa hasn't scored a goal in the league yet until this past week. I think you guys have struggled to score goals too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we've only scored 3 in the league, I think.
We've scored 10, but apparently penalties and corners don't count. So
Oh,
it's
okay.
it's actually ridiculous.
Well, this is our first year with a set piece coach, and somehow we must be the only club ever to get worse at set pieces with a set piece coach. Like, I feel like that is like, I don't know how that's happened, but yeah, we've somehow gotten even worse at set pieces, and we weren't good before. So I don't know what's happened there either.
It's a slow burner, maybe. It's a slow burner.
Yeah, hopefully.
But, but hey, since I got that out of the way, I also want to let everybody know there is a channel sponsor, OK Jersey. Check it out. You guys can get discounts on jerseys. You can get 8% off. Just use my name Egal, and of course that's a channel sponsor for the month. So if you guys want to check that out, check that out. But let's get into the Arsenal Newcastle game, Kendall. And you
Okay.
know what I'm going to start by doing? Let's reminisce before we go and talk about
Okay.
the before we talk about the upcoming game. Let's take a second and go back in history. Should I take us all the way back to the 4-4s? Those days are long gone. We're not going to
Yeah, very
see.
long gone.
We're not going
Well,
to.
guess what? But that 4-4 game was the day before my 16th birthday, if anyone remembers that. So if anyone wants to know how old I am now, I'm 30 now. So as you can imagine, that was a very long time ago, although it feels like it was just last week, to be
2011.
fair. Yeah.
2011.
5th of
That's
February
when.
2011.
There we go. February 5th, 2011. And then guess what? Right after that, we get a 0-0.
Woo!
I think everyone was looking forward to the next game. But then you know what's crazy? In 2012, we beat you 7-3.
I
What
do not remember that at all.
I don't either. When the hell did that happen?
7-3. When was that? In the Premier League?
In the Premier League in the December.
I do not remember that game at all.
It doesn't get mentioned because we're not like serious rivals.
That's
Them
genuinely so
about
insane.
days.
Like, I don't remember that.
Them about days. Arteta was
Right,
the player
okay.
back then. Arteta was a player
Right.
back then. You know the crazy thing
That's
is
mad.
though, the goal scorers came off the bench. Uh, Giroud scored 2. Podolski was a starter, scored 1. Oh yeah, yeah. Wilcott's hat trick. Remember the
Right.
one?
Okay.
Remember the one where he got a hat trick versus you guys? He was moving mad that day.
I do remember. I vaguely remember him getting a hat trick against us, but I didn't realize it was 7-3 the game. I don't know that result does not ring a bell for me at all. The 4-0 does when Özil had like the best game I've ever seen him play for Arsenal against us. Like I feel like that was like
At the Emirates. At the Emirates,
2020,
yeah.
yeah, at the Emirates.
He got
I
a
remember that
contract
one.
off the back of that game. He got a contract off the back of that game. That was like
That's mad.
that was one of his
I
best
was
goals
I was at
also.
that I was literally at that game, and they zoomed right into me on Sky Sports, being like depressed with like because we were getting beat, and I was
Look
like,
at the
this,
haram ball. Look at that.
yeah, that's peak.
The
I mean,
elimination for the
the team
location.
is bad. Like Joe Linton up front. We had Bentaleb at that point. I mean, come on, guys. Like,
Bro, we had
just
Musafi and David Luiz. Look at how far we've come. Saka was playing left back. I remember that game.
that's just
He
peak.
he he he, he ripped apart. Who was it that he ripped at left back? Was it this guy, Lorenzo? I don't know.
Oh yeah,
He went
Valentino
past like
Lewin.
2 players. He went past like 2 players to get one of the goals. Saka. It was pretty
That's
impressive.
mad. That's
And
crazy,
then
isn't
what
it?
else?
Yeah, I was literally at that game.
But
But
then
since
let's go
Arteta's come in, you
from
haven't had the best. Yeah, you haven't had the best record against us at home anyway.
against you guys at
Under
home.
Arteta.
So Arteta came in 20, what is it, 19?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, it's been there 6 years now. Yeah, coming up 6 years.
So we we won I think we won our first trip to St. James's with Arteta, right? No,
Yeah,
Unai Emery. That's Unai Emery. Steve Bruce.
Emery.
Wow, Steve Bruce was a long time ago. Damn.
Yeah, God, I forget those days now.
All right. So
I try to.
2021 was our first trip with Arteta to your ground, I think, and we won 2-0. You still had Steve Bruce back then. It's a
Mm.
completely different generation. Your ownership changed, your managers changed, you're no longer complaining. Then what happens is 2022, under new ownership,
Yeah,
I
that
think
was the one that where we made you guys miss out on Champions League, wasn't it?
all or nothing, all or nothing. This was the all or nothing.
Yeah.
And oh my god, that was headache. That was a headache. I went on FIFA after that game and I beat you guys like 17-0. I
The
was so
classic.
pissed. I was so pissed. Like I couldn't imagine this team. Wilson didn't score. Bruno Guimaraes' goal was the backbreaker. That was the one
Yeah.
that broke us. Ben White own goal. Remember Saliba got injured to end the season. It was a nightmare. Oh man,
Mad one. I remember that.
I forgot Ramsdale's on your team now.
I'm sure, like from that point, I feel like Nuno Tavares was like he just looked like the worst player I've ever seen step on a football pitch. That game specifically,
He's a
like
left winger playing left wing, a left back.
it was just mad. It was just terrible. I remember that.
You know, Nuno Tavares is is a guy who single-handedly just gave the ball to Mo Salah in his own half, uninvited. Like, God bless his soul, Diego Jota. He just had the easiest goal of his life. Like, no,
That's
Nuno
crazy,
Tavares.
man.
I don't know what he was doing. I don't know
That's
what he was
crazy.
doing. But yeah, we look at this. We had Eddie and Ketia trying to get us top four. Like, it was a madness. I really do think people
Yeah, you
don't.
haven't really got many of those players now either, have you? Obviously,
Yeah, Eddie's
Odegaard's still
gone,
there,
Smith
Saliba's
Rowe's
still
gone,
there, Saka, but
Xhaka,
that's
and
about
then
it,
he's
isn't it?
gone. Tomiyasu got his contract expired. No, we mutually agreed to
Yeah,
leave. We sold Ramsdale for quite cheap. Tavares became one of the best players in Italy, and then
that's
he
mad.
left for like
We've got
6 million.
Ramsdale now.
Yeah, I don't think you're ever gonna play him just in the cups, right?
I mean, yeah, he played in the cup, but yeah, I don't think he'll play in the league unless obviously Nick Pope gets injured. Really.
All right, and then since then, the Jorginho masterclass. I remember the Jorginho
Mm.
masterclass. That was beautiful. We had the 1-0 victory away at your ground. That was beautiful. When was that? Odegaard got
Was
the
that like 2023? That was our bad season, if you will.
when was that? Oh, 2-0, yeah. So that was late in the season. Jorginho had a masterclass.
Yeah.
Odegaard scored a screamer, and it was like finally we just got over the hump. And I thought we were gonna win the league, man. I really did think we are gonna win the
Yeah.
league. didn't end up happening. And then the next year, when we were trying to win the league again, you fucked us over again. you guys, you guys constantly just screw us over. Look at
Yeah.
that. You beat
I
us.
know.
You beat us. We win at home, but you beat us at friggin' in November 2024, and it was that 1-0. The only time I ever seen Isak and Anthony Gordon link up for a header.
Yeah. He must not be named now. Wow, look how that worked out.
Yeah, you know
He,
what? I guess this is a good
he,
opportunity to mention it. What do you think about
mm.
Isak now?
Yeah, I don't respect him at all. If he'd left on good terms, if he'd said at the end of the season, like, yeah, I'm happy to leave. I want to leave. I want to seek new challenges. Like, thank you for everything. I've really enjoyed my time at the club. We'd have been upset, but it'd have been like, right, fine, it's football. You know what I mean? But the way he did it, not turning up to training, not turning up to pre-season, letting his teammates down, letting his manager down, letting the fans down, like he's just got zero integrity for me. And yeah, to me, he doesn't exist anymore. And
Doesn't
our
exist
CEO's
anymore. Wow.
now, our CEO's just left today. We've got a new one. And he said in his he did like a letter to the fans saying I thank you and stuff. And he didn't mention him either in the final. He said, "Oh, that amazing Dan Burn header in the final," and didn't mention Isak. So I was like, good. So that's how it is at the club now. Like no one will remember him. His legacy doesn't even exist anymore now. So yeah, he can just crack on and go and do what he needs to do at Liverpool. Really.
You know what? We've been in that phase in my life where we lose our best players and we lose them to clubs that are in just better situations. As much as people make fun of Arsenal and make fun of Arsenal fans, I feel like the reason why we're able to keep the likes of Saliba, who signed a new deal, apparently, is because we're in a situation where we're challenging for the league and we're up there, top of the table. Newcastle's trying to get there, but I think Isak's growing impatient and he just wanted to leave and go somewhere where he
Do you
can.
know what? If he'd gone to say a Barcelona or a Real Madrid, I literally wouldn't have cared one bit. I'd have been like, okay,
Is
bye.
it because it's Liverpool?
If it's because it's Liverpool, well, it's because I wouldn't like him going to any Premier League club, but like the fact that it's Liverpool, like, it just really annoyed me, and the way that they handled the situation as well was just poor. Like, and then obviously,
You know how
there's,
Arsenal handled the situation? Arsenal was like, we went to Newcastle. You guys said we're not looking to sell. Immediately, we went for Gyökeres. This
yeah,
guy, this guy waited until we agreed with Gyökeres to go and say he wants to force a move to Newcastle to Liverpool.
yeah. Well, he only wanted Liverpool. He said, but that's up to him, isn't it? So
Liverpool
he's
didn't
there
even
now.
know they were going to get him. To be fair, they
No,
want
that's why they went and bought Ekatike instead.
they wouldn't have bought both.
Definitely not. Absolutely not. They would not have bought both. I categorically stand by that. They wouldn't have bought both. And I feel
They've
like they
said
went
it.
and
They've said
they
it.
got Ekatike. They got Ekatike because they thought that we were going to stand firm on Isak and say like he definitely wasn't for sale. And then obviously the last day of the window, he
No, but it got to a point where it was untenable. He had to go.
yeah, of course, because he would have just had to sit there on the bench, not even on the bench, but at home every single week. Just not playing. Then we wouldn't have been able to afford like any more strikers. Obviously, we got Wissa and Voltemada in as well,
And
so
Wissa
we
got
wouldn't have
injured.
been able to do that. Yeah, Wissa's got injured, but we got compensation for that now off FIFA because obviously it wasn't our fault. So we've got compensation for that now off them. They've paid like a chunk of money to us for
Who?
that period. FIFA.
Why?
Because he got injured on international duty. So there's like a fund that clubs can apply for if a player gets injured on international duty. I don't know the stipulations because I've only just seen it today. There's a fund that clubs can apply to if a player gets injured on international duty, and like it covers like their wages that obviously they've lost being injured on that part of international duty. So we've like getting that. I don't know when we'll get it, but
So we
it's
probably
that's
got
been
that for
successful.
Jesus. We probably got that for Jesus when he got his knee injury for during the World Cup.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, I'm not
100%.
sure. Like, obviously the ins and outs, but yeah, possibly.
Talk to me about Voltimatum.
I really like him. I really, really do. Obviously he hasn't played that much. He's only just come in the last few weeks. And he hasn't played consistently either because he's getting up to speed with the league. But yeah, I
Already
really like
scored a
him.
goal.
Yeah, he's very. He scored in his debut, which was amazing. So he's very like
Tall.
unorthodox. Yeah, very tall. He's very unorthodox. He's very unique profile compared to a lot of other strikers in the Premier League. I don't think he's very similar to. In fact, I can't actually off the top of my head think of a.
I could think of one. Havertz.
Yeah, but Havertz plays obviously a little bit, or has played a little bit deeper as well. I can't see Voltemada playing like that, so I don't know. I don't know fully until I He likes Havertz as well, actually, to be fair. He said that he's one of his favourite German players ever, so maybe that's who he models his game on, I don't know. But yeah, at the moment, I can't think of a profile like who is like him. I'm not talking in terms of ability, just in terms of how he plays. Very different from anything we've ever had. But I do hope there's a space for him and Wissa in the team together, because I feel like they'd link up very, very well, but that's yet to be seen. I don't know if it's going to be one or the other or both. I'm not sure at this point.
I think if you guys play 4-4-2, there's definitely room for, or whatever you guys play, 3-5-2 sometimes. There's
4-3-3 most of the time, so that's what concerns me. So I don't know if he's going to be there. So hopefully we change it a little bit tactically and go like
You
4
guys
2
change
3
it up
1 or
all the
something like that.
time. I seen you play a 3-5-2 your last game.
Yeah.
So talking about how you're gonna play, how do you think you'll set up? Let me just get the tactics board up and pull up the team sheet to see what changes you'd make. So I'm
It's
gonna
going
show
to be
you
very
mine.
interesting. Yeah, it's going to be very
This is your
interesting.
last lineup. Lewis Miley's definitely not gonna start, I don't think.
No, it'll be our strongest team who's fit and available, I think. Although, however, because Gordon's just recently coming back, I don't know if he's going to play. The back line, Cher still can't play because he's got concussion, so he's not allowed to play for like 12 days. And then, so whether he brings in
Would that be
Chow
it?
and Botman, I'm not sure. That's who we played last game. Whether Byrne comes back in, I don't know. I don't know if Trippier will play or if it'll be Livramento and Hall. So the back line, I'm really actually not sure what he's going to do. I genuinely have no idea. It'll be a back four. I don't think it'll be a back three. I'm not.
Okay. So who
I
comes
don't
out
think it will
out of
be
these
anyway.
three? Who comes out of these three?
Who's on there? I can't even really fully say. Oh, but well, that's what I mean. I don't actually know who it'll be. I don't know if he'll take
Can you not see
Botman
it?
out or yeah, I can see it now. I don't know if he'll take Botman out, or that's the problem that he's going to have now, because
Let me change
I
it to
do think
4-3-3. So
I do think
4-3-3.
the back line in the future will be Livramento, Chow, Botman, and Hall. I do think that. However, I don't know if that's what he's going to do this weekend, because obviously it's kind of harsh on Dan Burn, because Dan Burn deserves to play there. He's never let us down. So I think probably one of the two will drop out. I think it'll probably be Livramento, Chow, Burn,
Who plays on
and
the right?
Hall. Elanga or Murphy.
Okay, so Alanga and Gordon on the left.
Yeah,
Voltematum
probably
up top.
Voltemade. Yeah, Joelinton, Tonali, Bruno. Yeah, I think that'll roughly be the team.
Okay,
The
so
centre backs are kind of interchangeable at this point.
is it more like this, or how does it work? What's your actual way you guys?
Yes, like that. But Tonali's very much, he floats in the middle, so he kind of moves from position to position, really.
All right, because I feel like it's more narrow.
It depends. Tonali and Bruno kind of interchange, and then Joelinton's just like kind of the holding midfielder. So yeah.
All right, and then Botman's left or right?
He usually plays on the right, and obviously Dan Burn's usually on the left.
And
although
Hall's
Botman and Burn kind of don't play together usually. It's only Burn and
sorry,
Cher.
I meant Hall and Livramento. They're left, and because I know
yeah,
Livramento
they're
can
fine.
play
Hall's
both.
left back, Livramento's right back. So yeah, that's fine. Or
Yeah,
Trippier
because Livramento
plays
can
right
play
back.
both, right?
Yeah, we do like that would be our there. Apart from Burn, instead of Chow instead of Burn, that would be our back line normally. But as I say, I don't know how he's going to bring in and out, because we've chopped and changed the last few weeks with all the fixtures. So I actually don't know who's going to play on the back line.
Am I unlucky, or are you just playing your strongest team against us for the first time?
No, it'll be not really, because we still really don't know what our strongest team is at the moment, because again, like I say, we've interchanged it, so it won't be just because it's Arsenal, because obviously when we played against Barcelona as well recently, that'll be technically our strongest team too. So I don't actually know. No, not at the start. We didn't know.
All right,
because he was getting used to the league. He played 65 minutes, so I think he was still getting used to like the intensity of the Premier League. But he should be fine now. In my opinion, if he's fit, he should be starting. That's my opinion.
Kendall, I see this lineup, I get worried. That is a very, very good lineup. As for Arsenal, this is the lineup we went with against Man City. This is a big no-no for me. I do not want to see Moreno, Rice, Zubimendi midfield. If Odegaard's injured, play either Eze or Ethan in this position, and preferably, since Martinelli has started the last game, I think he's gonna go Eze in the front three. Bukayo Saka's back, so you're probably gonna get Bukayo Saka's first full start in the league, coming back from injury, and then you're gonna have in the midfield probably Ethan if Odegaard is because Odegaard is not match fit. He's coming back from an injury.
Okay.
I don't think he's gonna just jump in and start right away. So it's gonna be
Not
Zubimendi,
Marino. Not
Rice.
Marino against his old team. No.
No, I never thought about that, but I don't think they care. Marino played against you guys last year.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
As for the back line, goalkeeper, these two Gyökeres, that's not changing. The only things that are changing is these three positions.
Yeah.
Saka's definitely playing. Eze is definitely playing. I just don't know if Eze is going to play in the midfield or if he's going to play over there. And
Okay.
if he doesn't play in the midfield, who are we going to put on the left? Is it Martinelli or Trossard? I would rather have Martinelli and Trossard come off the bench. You've seen how
Yeah.
dangerous they've been lately.
It's a shame that Madueke is not playing for you guys, not for us. But I think Madueke has been really good for you guys, personally.
Yeah.
Anyway,
You know
I
the
wanted
funniest
him at
thing is,
Newcastle. To be fair.
Madueke, when we signed him, I lost my shit. I don't know if you've seen the videos,
I
but
haven't. No.
I was losing my mind and it was like going viral all over the place. Looking back at it, it was silly because we ended up getting both Gyökeres and Eze on top,
Yeah.
so it makes it understandable. It
Okay.
makes and funny thing is, Saka got injured right away and he had to start games,
Yeah.
so
He's
it
done
came in
well though.
handy.
He's looked good.
He hasn't registered a goal or an assist, but he has performed so well outside of that. It's
Yes,
like a
definitely.
rare occasion where rivals are going to run agendas that he hasn't scored, but his performance has been so outstanding that I
Yeah.
would rather that performance versus Forest without a goal and assist 10 times out of 10.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, that was the most direct. It's a breath of fresh air. It's refreshing
It is,
because
yeah, and that's sometimes what you need when something's like not worked out for a while. Just need that little bit of creativity, that little
you
bit
guys
of
got
like
Alenga. Alenga,
different play.
he may
Yeah,
not be Maraweke, but he is a very direct and fast.
yeah.
He's the
I
fastest
really
player
like
ever.
Alanga.
He's the fastest player I ever watched live.
Yeah, he's brilliant. He's so quick. I think he just needs to like find his way in the team in terms of like what his role will be with us. Because I think sometimes he's trying a little bit too hard, but I think that's just to impress and to keep his space. But I think he's really good, and I'm really happy with the Alanga sign. I think he'll work out great for us. To be fair.
Mm. Um, what are your concerns going into this game?
Obviously the goal scoring because we haven't scored that many goals. Yes, we scored two. No, we scored one against Barcelona, and we've just scored 4 the other night in the cup. That's fine, but I was against like League One opposition. Do you know what I mean? It's not against Arsenal, and Arsenal always give us a tough game anyway. So I feel like obviously you guys are really good defensively. We're good defensively. Like the only teams that have scored past us this season, in the actual league is Liverpool, and then we've had Barcelona and Bradford in the cup. So only Liverpool in the league so far. And so obviously we're good defensively as well. So that could obviously we could nullify each other totally tactically at this point. And it might be like a boring draw. I don't know. But yeah, that's my only concern obviously with the goal scoring because we haven't done that well so far. But again, I'm kind of being patient because like for the first time ever because I know that it needs to gel and I know that we've got Wissa to come back in. We've got obviously Jacob Ramsey in the midfield to come back in eventually as well. So yeah, I'm relatively calm. I think we'll be okay. And it's always a good game against Arsenal anyway. We always like put up a fight against Arsenal, so it should be all right. But yeah, that would be my only concern if there was one.
For me, it's very simple. Creativity. When we go to Newcastle, you guys make it so difficult for us defensively. We just need to create more chances because we can. In the past, our issue has been finishing. I think now our issue is creativity.
Okay.
And if we can create more chances, we'll eventually get the goal. It's just take risks, create chances, and be and try and just try things. Don't be too reserved. Take the handbrake
Yeah.
off. That's what people have been saying to Arteta, and he's been taking it personal. But in my opinion, we just need to be a little bit more. We just need to be a little bit more. What do you call it? Aggressive and more direct.
Yeah,
And we
more
have been.
ruthless.
You know
Yeah.
what we've been doing lately? It might be boring on Sunday, Kendall. Don't be surprised that it gets extremely boring.
It could be.
But the way that we've been finding space has been get the ball high up the pitch and then get it back to your center backs and then have your center backs then try to play it long again.
Okay.
And we've gotten 2 goals off the back of playing long balls over the top. Martinelli and of course you've seen the Gyökeres goal versus Forest. And also, if you think about it, we played a direct ball to Gyökeres versus Leeds. And we also had Trossard's goal versus Port Vale. Wow, we've had a lot of goals like that so far this season.
That's your trick now. That's your move.
Yeah, you know what it is? It's basically the whole defense is usually when Arsenal's playing a team, the whole defense is so compact. So when we get the
Yeah.
ball all the way back to the center back, we put the center back puts his studs on the ball, and he basically
Okay.
says, "Come get me."
Right.
And then it basically pisses off the defender because it's so provocative to be like,
Yeah.
"I'm gonna put my studs on the ball. What are you gonna do?
Mm.
I'm just gonna stand here, wait for you to do
Yeah,
something."
that'll be interesting. Like, obviously, if that's the case on Sunday, if he tries that on Sunday.
Are you guys gonna come try to press us? Are you gonna try to press our center backs? Because the moment you press our center backs, it gives us so much more space. It opens up the whole pitch, and that's how we get majority of our goals. People
Yeah,
coming
usually what we would
mistakes.
usually we a bit more intense, but I feel like this year we've been a lot more reserved this season, like a lot more reserved. So I'll be interested to see how it actually goes on Sunday, because like this is probably obviously bar Liverpool at home. Like, this is obviously our toughest game of the season so far in the league. So yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see how it works, because we did try and go intense against Liverpool for like the first half anyway, at least. Second half we dropped off a little bit until later on when we got a Gordon sent off. But yeah, so it'll be interesting to see if he goes like we normally do, like very intense straight away and try and get a couple of goals early, or just kind of holds off a little bit and judges the game. I don't know what we're going to do in that regard.
If you get an early goal, I'm not gonna lie to you, I think it's over for us. We're
Okay.
struggling. We struggle to break down teams if they shut up shop after a couple
Yeah.
early. If you score within the first 20 minutes, it's long for us. I mean,
Yeah.
long for
I
us.
hope we do. Might you won't hope that obviously,
Yeah.
but I hope we do.
If
We just need to get some points
if
on the
we
board and
score
get some
early,
goals.
if we score early, it's going to be the most boring 80, 90 minutes, whatever time, however long it takes.
Yeah.
Because
We'll do, and like if you score early, I feel like it'll actually be a good game to watch though, because then obviously that forces us to come out a little bit more, and be a little bit more aggressive. But yeah, I think I really genuinely, I'm not joking. Normally, I have like an inkling of how a game's gonna go, and I'm normally like, yeah, this will definitely happen. Or I honestly have no idea how Sunday's going to go. I really don't know what we're gonna do. I've seen so many different changes for us this year, so much rotation, so much tactical differences than I normally would. So I really don't know how it's going to go. And again, like as I've said, I'm not too sure on the team he's even going to put out. So I know the midfield for definite, but the rest of it I don't know. So it'll be really, really, when the team sheet comes out on Sunday, it'll be very, very interesting to see how he's going to approach this game, because yeah, as I say, I've seen a lot of differences in this year from normal.
what do you think about Gyökeres?
I think
Do you
that
think
he
he's
will
getting
still
too
be.
much stick?
Yeah, I do, because again, it's a totally different league. I know he's played in England before. I get that totally, but it's a different kettle of fish, especially when you're in a high pressure situation like you are at Arsenal, because obviously you're always kind of chasing the top and things like that. So I do think he'll be fine. Obviously, again, his profile is very unusual to a lot of other strikers as well, like with his physicality involved. And not a lot of strikers have that these days. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he is fully, but I do think he'll be fine. I think he'll get your goals. I mean, he already has, so I do think it'll be fine. It's just yet to see how he obviously fares in the Premier League with the intensity, with the constant games, with the pressure as well. So yeah, that'll be interesting. But I feel like he'll be fine still.
Eddie Howe versus Arteta. Do you feel like Eddie Howe has Arteta's number?
He's gearing towards that at this point. I think lately, anyway, the last like 2-3 years, definitely.
I would
Obviously the
say at
cup.
home we have your number.
Yeah, I think
You're
it's this
you
like
kind of have our
the
number.
same. Yeah, it's a similar situation in terms of that. Obviously, the cup, when we beat you guys in the cup in the semi-finals, that was also
We honestly shot ourselves in the foot. As much as you guys won it, and it was convincing, we just couldn't do anything in the final third. We're so poor.
yeah. Well, I mean, look, fortunate for us we won it, but and obviously we went on to win the cup, so that was good. But yeah, I just feel like it's very interesting. It's like a weird tactical matchup, because I think both managers are very, very like perfectionists and like very tactically like to the wire where they very intricate details. So I think that's why sometimes they nullify each other either way. And then obviously the home crowd always helps in terms of at the Emirates and at St James's Park. So yeah, again, it'll be very interesting. We've got a different team and a few different players. You guys have got a different team and a few different players. So it'll be very interesting to see how Sunday goes. I think there's a lot of unknowns on both sides for Sunday. So yeah, it'll be very interesting.
Do you guys think you go for us, or do you play defensive?
No, I think we go for it. Personally, I would hope that we did anyway. But as I said, I'm not actually sure how he's going to do it because I have seen us play a little bit more reserved this season than usual. So yeah, but I do hope we just go for it. Just do exactly what we did against Barcelona and exactly what we did against Liverpool. Just go for it in the first 20 minutes and hope that we get a goal. Obviously, in both situations, in that point, we didn't. We should have at Barcelona. We should have been 2-0 up, like in like 20 minutes.
You should have got something from that Liverpool game.
So again, Liverpool, that was just a last minute goal. So it was one of those things. So I do hope we play like that because when we do, and when the crowd are witnessing that, we're much better as well. So yeah, it's one of two things. But I do hope we go very intense and hopefully score an early goal. We do have a striker now, so we can't really complain about that.
This is going to be a completely different game from the Liverpool game. It's not going to be back and forth, and this is going to be a completely different game from the Barcelona game because you're going to have the ball a lot more than you did versus Barcelona. I don't think you're going to come out of this game and say Arsenal's better than those two teams, but you're going to say to yourself, I think you're going to say to yourself that this Arsenal team gave you a tougher time to score goals than both Barcelona and Liverpool.
Okay.
When it comes to you having to defend your goal, maybe you won't have to defend as much.
Yeah.
So
I'm so curious to see how it goes. Like again, as I've said, most games that you go into, you kind of know how it's going to go, but I really genuinely don't know how it's going to go.
Honestly, Kendall, pressure's on Arsenal. I feel like the weight of the world is on Arteta's shoulders every single week, and the players and the club kind of seem to have this burden of not being able to win the league for the last couple of years when we've been in good positions. And not winning it for over 20 years, it just seems like it's a thing that we're constantly reminded after every poor result. It's a referendum on the club, the manager, the fan base, everybody. And I just can't afford Arsenal to fall behind again. Versus
especially when Liverpool are already like starting to pull away.
They've not even been that great, and
no, they haven't.
5 points ahead. If
they genuinely made a deal with the devil, I'm so convinced. Like the way that they're scoring in like 85 plus minutes every single game. Like
also every game their opponent has injuries.
Every game that added time, they get loads of added time if they're behind or if they need to score, hold up the result. It's driving me up the wall, like genuinely.
You heard Cole Palmer's injured. He's not going to play against them. Saka was injured. He couldn't play against Liverpool.
Gordon got sent off for us.
Gordon got sent off for you guys. I don't know. Every team seems to. It is what it is, man. I can't complain about those guys 24/7. They do my head in. Hopefully they start dropping points. I don't wish injury or anything on anybody. Hopefully we go toe-to-toe and we can beat them fair and square. I think you guys would love it if we won the league over them.
I feel like at this point, like if you'd asked me that a year ago and you'd said that, I'd be like, shut up, man. I wouldn't want any of you to win the league. But now, anyone but Liverpool, because I'm just I hate them now. I just hate Liverpool. Well, to be fair, I've never liked them, but I hate them even more now. So yeah, it's like at this point.
I don't think Newcastle and Arsenal had beef besides the fact that you guys stop us from winning I
just think it's been like obviously like a feisty like game the last few years, especially obviously with the whole ball out of play situation and things like that. So I just think ever since we obviously stopped you from getting Champions League and the All or Nothing documentary and stuff like that, I feel like it's been like just like a hyped up fixture, and like there's always like feisty in the fixture. So I think that's why. But and obviously because Arsenal fans went on for literally like 3 years about that, 2 years about that ball out of play goal.
Yeah, but our online Arsenal fans are hated for a reason. We're kind of too much. But I'm gonna wrap it up here, Kendall. I just want to say score prediction before we go. What's your score prediction?
Yeah. So I did this yesterday as well, and my score prediction is 2-1 Newcastle. That is where I'm going. I'm hoping if we score 2 goals in the game, I'll be over the moon. I'll be buzzing. I'll be like, yes, we're fine, we're back. But yeah, 2-1 Newcastle.
I'm going 1-0 Arsenal. Get out of there with anything.
Yeah, just get out
and just hold on for dear life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, 100%. It's nice to see Kendall again. It's nice to see you smiling. Hopefully, you're not smiling on Sunday, unfortunately, because we need this more than you. And yeah, trade off. You guys beat us in the League Cup. Let us have this one.
That was
Yeah,
last year, and we won the League Cup. So that was last year. We're on a new year now. We can't leave in St James's Park with nothing, man. We've got to do something. Definitely,
there you
100%.
go. We'll see. We'll see. Catch you on the next one. Thanks for everything, Kendall. And hopefully everyone who watched this video, please leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think. And of course, check out the channel sponsor, OK Jersey, and leave a like while you're at it. And maybe leave a nice comment for Kendall, of course, giving us her time to do this video today. But yeah, big up everybody. You already know what it is. Egal Talks Football. We're out of here. Peace.